Welcome back. I recently renewed my CISSP. For those of you unfamiliar, the CISSP is the Certified Information System Security Professional Certification governed by ISC2. It's 3 years, 120 hours of continuing education. So, in no particular order, I want to share the resources I use to stay current with cybersecurity. I'll make sure to add the links to all these things I discuss in this video in the comments and description. This list is in no particular order, just content that I follow that I like, and I appreciate the perspectives of the people that are presenting the information. First off, we got the home team, B-Sides Charleston. I've been attending B-Sides for at least 3 years, probably more than that. If you look around hard enough on their homepage, you'll see me lurking in the pictures somewhere. B-Sides also presents an opportunity to earn CPE. So if you're one of those people like me, there's a professional and you have to maintain certifications, that's a good way to go about it, is going to different B-Sides conferences. They are a nonprofit nationwide. You can find B-Sides in just about any major city and a lot of smaller ones too. I've heard good things about B-Sides Augusta, B-Sides Charlotte, I believe is coming up. So yeah, if you're ever looking for a cybersecurity conference local to you, I definitely recommend starting with B-Sides, just because you'll be able to network with your local cybersecurity community. If you're looking for just like-minded people, if you're trying to find a new role, if you're looking to volunteer in different spaces, pretty much that's the connection for most of the tech groups or most of the cybersecurity groups in my area. I feel like it's B-Sides. I see a lot of overlap there. They also have really good presenters. This past year, it was a C-suite exec from CrowdStrike. I've seen the FBI present, people from different research organizations, particularly universities, and then of course like the Fortune 500 sprinkled in there, and a little bit of veteran representation. It's a little bit of everybody, and it's not just for security professionals. It's for hobbyists. It's for students. Another way that I stay current on goings on in the cybersecurity community, specifically in regard to threats, would be signing up for the CISA email disclosures. So whenever CISA puts out a bulletin about a certain threat or uh, threat group, that kind of thing, they'll send an email to you directly. So it kind of automates the process a little bit. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency is a federal agency. They're under the Department of Homeland Security, but yeah, they do a good job of keeping the community abreast of nation state level threats and just important threats you should know about. Moving on to the YouTube side of things, let's start with Technical Chatter. Host is named Henri. Frequent co-host is Cyber Shorty, Destiny, I believe is her name. But yeah, they do. Henri has a niche as a recruiter. So in addition to being technical, he looks at stories and events within the industry from a recruiter standpoint. So it's a good perspective to have. I don't have that background, so I find it informative. He also puts a pop culture spin on some of the stories that happen. So it might not all be about Fortune 500 or government companies. They might talk about cybersecurity in relation to sports or music. Just it's a wider depth of content. If you want to see other Black cybersecurity and tech professionals, this is a good resource for that. I've met a lot of these people in person at other conferences, so I know they're not just talking heads and internet people. They're actually on the field, active, working in the communities, working in these companies, being a part and contributing. So, yeah, I appreciate the perspective I get to see there. It always helps to see somebody like you doing what you're doing and speaking on their experiences in the industry. And next up, we got Simply Cyber. So, Simply Cyber is a YouTube channel. He also goes live on LinkedIn, I believe. Dr. Jerry Olger. Um, he's based here in Charleston, professor at the Citadel, but provides like I mentioned with Henri. Henri has a niche in recruiting. Jerry has a niche with the GRC. Like that's probably his strongest skill set. Also very technical. I know him personally. Worked alongside him before, um, on different projects and whatnot. But yeah, and on top of that, there's a kind of a universe there. So there's Simply Cyber. There's also a Simply Cyber Con. That's a conference that's held here. I believe this was their second year. Both years have been phenomenal. Good speakers, good energy. Community comes from all over the country and beyond. Um, and also there's a Simply Cyber School, so he offers GRC training and a bunch of other technical trainings from different people in this community. So definitely check it out. I started taking the GRC training. That is one of my goals to finish this year, to get that under my belt. I do a lot with audits and risk and compliance on day to day anyway. I figured I may as well go ahead and do a deep dive and try to understand these things a little better. So definitely highly recommend. If anything, just checking out the daily threat briefings every day. I want to say 8 a.m. ET, and from there, if you like the way the content is delivered, then kind of branch out and check out what else he got going on. But for sure, great resource, highly recommend. Last but not least, the Talking About InfoSec podcast are one of the brainchilds of John Strand. So if you know, you know, legend in the field. I actually went to another uh, one of their branches recently, Wild West Hacking Fest, Denver, Mile High. That was a great experience. It's more tailored towards offensive security, but that was my first time doing that. You know, there's a lot of overlap there. So just like with Simply Cyber, Wild West Hacking Fest, and Anti Siphon has their own like universe of stuff they got going on. They also, I believe, have a Anti-Siphon Blue Team Conference. I'm pretty sure I've been to that a couple times as well over the years. Really good all day online situation. You can get CPEs through that as well if you're looking to continue your career and just bolster those certs and your skill set. An honorable mention, Darknet Diaries. Unpopular opinion, I highly recommend if you're looking to transfer into cybersecurity and you're trying to learn about the industry, dig into like the history of cybersecurity and the different cases and stuff that has come up. Darknet Diaries is a good resource for that. Most of the people he talks to are there are convicted computer criminals from for whatever reason. They may have gotten their records cleaned along the lines once everything settled. But yeah, for the most part, most of these people are cybersecurity criminals or cyber criminals, and yeah, a lot of good perspective, a lot of wild stories. If you're into true crime, it's not boring. So if you want to break up the monotony and just like grinding out trainings or whatever else, but it's still useful and gives you some perspective on what you're doing, tech moves a lot faster than our court system. So if you see new tech, AI in particular, and you're wondering how things are going to play out, a good way to try to get a grasp on how things have happened in the past is to check out Darknet Diaries and similar publications. So let me know, have you experienced or dealt with any of these organizations in the past? What are your recommendations for staying current in cybersecurity?